thanks for being here today. Our first guest did not make it, but we got a guest that we're real familiar with. It's an expert dealing with saving money with IRS, property taxes, sales taxes. Carrie's back with us again. Carrie Zellman. Let's give him a good hand.
Come on, Is that a blue shirt you have on?
No, sir. It's not. I don't think it's on your business, to be honest with you. Yesterday, I'm working with a guy, and yesterday he got a check for $110,000. But he's a doctor, so he makes a lot of money. And we have a process that we found that broke the code, and so what we're doing is we're doing just slightly different. So, anyways, Darren, would you hop up to my truck and get my glasses? I can't travel. But I was going to show you some of the things that they're doing to us that we're just allowing to do it because we don't know any better. I don't know if you remember Yogi Berra. He would always say, it ain't over till it's over. Well, you don't know what you don't know until you don't know it. And we're trying to wake people up by showing you some of the arguments you can do. Are you late?
No.
Okay. Always. And so what we have to do is we have to stop arguing an argument that doesn't make any sense. For an example, I hear you talking in here about the being vaccinated. Well, I took the vaccination, and it's not a problem. And I couldn't get in a store the other day, and they told me that I can't get in without the vaccination, without a mask. So I went to Party City and I got a Zorro mask. And I'm telling you what, you ever seen the most ridiculous thing in your life? So I put my Zorro mask on, and I told the guy that I was vaccinated, and he let me in. And I got my vaccination in 1960. I can show you the scar. See, the problem that I have is when they tell me something, I don't make a claim. It's very, very difficult. People have a hard time without making a claim. See, because of that, we just have to watch what we say, because we had someone in here the other day. How many in here knows what an affidavit is? Okay, I'm the only one that knows what it is. Okay. Who uses affidavits? See, I don't use them. I refuse to use an affidavit. And the reason I won't use an affidavit, because on the affidavit, there's a whole bunch of claims. For an example, and I'm not telling you not to do it. I do use them, but I use them completely off the hinge. I, Carrie Zellman, a living, breathing man, under Title I, Section 1, they can right there bust me. They say, well, you're not a man, you're a woman. Man means woman, woman means man. So I can't do an affidavit that way. What I do is I say, I, Carrie Zellman, have first-hand knowledge of what are they? Claims in the, whatever it is they're doing. And my yes will be yes and my no will be no. And I sign it, I have it stamped, notarized, and I send it. That way there's not a single claim on that affidavit. Now, when what happens is they don't know how to deal with it. Because I put right on an affidavit of truth. See, it's an affidavit of truth by their definition. See, and then I put a glossary page with it and I turn it in. But when you start saying, I, Carrie Zellman, I'm a living, breathing man, I'm a patriot, I'm a sovereign, I have control of this or whatever. See, all those claims, all they have to do is find one mistake and they throw the whole thing out. That's just my opinion, okay? I'm not an attorney, I don't give legal advice. But what I did find is, I found this IRS deal here, and what it says is, I'm gonna read it to you, and then we're gonna ask questions. You'll have questions if you want to. It says, this Internal Revenue Service, and it says Department of the Treasury. Then it says to all district directors. This came out in April 4th of 1985. It says, on March 5th, 1985, a charge of tax evasion was filed in the U.S. District Court in Indianapolis, Indiana, by U.S. Attorney George Duncan. The charge was dismissed, which is a good thing. The defense attorney Lowell B. Craft of Huntsville, Alabama, presented irrefutable evidence that the 16th Amendment to the U.S. Constitution was never properly ratified. This amendment, which establishes the income tax, was signed into law despite serious defects. In reality, only 2 states ratified the amendment, and ratification takes 36 states to be valid. So already they started off, the IRS is upside down already before they even started. Then it says the effect of this is such that every tax paid to the Treasury since 1913. Did you understand what I just said? Every tax paid to the Treasury since 1913 is due and refundable to every citizen and business in the United States. Wow. So, what we're doing is proper, according to this. But see, instead of going back and arguing something that doesn't matter, this is the argument that I put forth. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Okay. Then it says, oh, now this is what really irritates me. It says, the official position of the service is that it has always been to aid and assist the citizens of the United States. We will not publish or advertise this finding as a total imminent refund would cause serious drain on the resources of the Treasury. So in other words, the rest of that basically says, we're going to just lie to the people because we don't want them to know. We're just going to keep doing business as is. See? So, every dollar you've ever put to the Treasury, any tax they've ever taken out of your check or you pay to the IRS is totally and 100% refundable.
I like the sound of that.
I didn't hear you.
I like the sound of that.
Yeah, and I found a way how to do it. I found a way how to do it, and I'm working on it. And what we're doing is I have a CPA that's a enrolled agent. I send the enrolled agent the name, address, whatever. He pulls the transcripts, the income transcripts. Now, you have everything right there, what they've taken, any liens or levies that were taken or charged, anything that they've done to you is right there on that sheet. Then we have a way of doing a tax return to get all of that back. So
That's fantastic. That's real good news.
Yes.
We're really far behind though. We're far behind. We're trying. The CPA that's helping me do it is retired, and he came back into business and added 5 new CPAs. So each one of them can do about 5 or 6, 7 returns a day. So we're doing 30 returns a day, but we're getting 100 a day.
So did he come back in business because he felt guilty for what he did for all those years of giving the IMF all that money?
Well, I don't know. I don't know. What happens, I wrote a book on how to do a tax return. He read the book, he bought my book and read it. And he called me and said, I was calling you because I'm going to call you on the phone and I'm going to bust you on the phone and embarrass you. He said, but I can't find a mistake. So he's doing what he's supposed to do. For those of you that are interested in it, I can tell you how to do it. It's not hard. You can do your own. You can go back and do your own. You can call the IRS and get your own transcript and do the return.
Has anyone ever gotten the money back that you're talking about? Or is this brand new?
I just got $110,000 last week for a guy for 4 years. He's a doctor. And by doing his own, see, what you're doing is you're saying, okay, I'm in business for myself. Everybody wants to go in business, get an S corp or some kind of a corporation. Who in here is a corporation? Okay, now I'm going to ask you some questions. Okay, why? Why are you a corporation? If you don't mind me asking.
To protect my personal assets from liability.
Okay. Wonder if you put it in somebody else's. What if you get a DBA?
Well, everybody has a DBA. I have a DBA.
Okay, so I asked you if you had a corporation. You said yes. A DBA is not a corporation.
I have a corporation and a DBA
Okay, why do you have the corporation then?
to protect my personal assets.
Okay, now, I'm going to be honest with you. If you're driving down the road and you get in a car accident, it's your fault and you kill somebody, your assets are safe?
That's not what my.
Well, that's not what, see, now, okay, I asked a question and now you're going, da, 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 da. Okay. I'm not being ugly with you. I'm trying to show you that we're not looking right. But that's not the reason you got the DBA, or your corporation. The reason you got it, what's the other reason?
To pay less taxes.
There's the problem. So you're asking them for a benefit, then you wanna go out there and not pay nothing. Why don't you want? Who doesn't just want to pay taxes? Nobody wants to pay them. That's not an excuse. I got a S corp, so I don't have to pay. I pay less taxes. See, so you're asking for a benefit, so you get to write off your gas, your tires, your car, your electric, your paper, you get to write all that off. Under this system that I put together, you don't write nothing off. There's nothing because you make zero money. So I'm in the 99% tax bracket. I'm in the 99% tax bracket, but I make zero. So what's my tax line? See? And we got a guy this week that got a loan, filling out the forms the way I showed him. And the bank says, well, do you have any tax returns? He said, yes. They looked at him, he has a good credit rating. What are they going to say? Well, see, we went to the tax court. He got his thing that they don't have jurisdiction. Then he went in and laid down on there that he didn't make any money on their forms. And it's as sweet as it can be. Does that make sense? Now, you've heard these guys that say you zero out your return. You do a zero return. That's incorrect. Okay. I'm not telling them, I'm not giving legal advice, but there's a form that zeroes it out for you.
Yes.
See, our government loves forms. If you can do 3 forms, 4 is better. 5 is better than that. 6 is, 7. That's just how they are. So I found the form that you fill out to put with your 1040 that zeroes you out. You're not zeroing it out, they are. Is anybody interested in what form it is?
Yes.
Okay, so I'll tell you afterwards. You're the only one that wants to know.
I want to know.
All of a sudden now, everybody wants to know, huh? Well, I'm not going to tell you because you can't handle it. Okay? You can't handle the truth.
I can.
You gotta feed us a little bit of time, right?
Yeah, I got to give you just a little at a time. All right, women do this because women, they're not tough enough to handle this, okay?
You might just get beaten.
Okay, the form that you fill out with your tax return is the 2555. That's the 2555 form. The 2555 form is a foreign earned income. And on the 1040 it says foreign earned income. It tells you right on the, and that goes there. So if you made $100,000 and you do a 2555, which is a foreign earned income form, and you put a minus 100,000, do you understand why it works?
Yes.
Okay, tell me why it works.
Texas is foreign to the District of Columbia.
No, but yes, you're right, it is, yes, but that's not the reason the form works. Double book entry, you ready for this?
Well, yeah.
$100,000 minus $100,000, their book's now balanced. They ain't even gonna look your direction. It's over, it doesn't matter. What we're trying to do is we're trying to balance their checkbook. The government's in debt $23 trillion. There's $23 trillion out there that we can go get, but we have to get it properly. Does that make sense? See, it's a double book entry. Now, yes.
Probably what would happen is if people went and did all this, if everybody did this, then the government would be out of debt probably, or certainly a lot less in debt.
Right, and you would get your money.
I think you're doing them a favor.
You're really doing them a favor. And let me show you what I found out. Will somebody read this? Did you read this for me? The top one there, what's the top say, if you don't mind looking at that?
Federal Reserve notes not taxable income.
Hold on a minute, read that again.
Federal Reserve notes not taxable income.
So Federal Reserve notes aren't taxable income. Why is that?
Because it's debt.
Oh, now if you don't mind reading it.
Title 26 of the U.S. Code is the IRS code. Sections 1271 through 1275 deal with assessing a tax on debt instruments.
Okay, now, what it says is Title 26, that's the income tax. 1271 through 1275 deals with debt instruments. Now, if you read that.
Except as provided in subparagraph B, the term debt instrument means a bond. What's this? Debenture?
Okay.
Never heard that. Note or certificate.
Stop right there. Or a what?
Certificate.
Back up one.
Note.
Okay, a note. A note is a debt instrument by their definition. A note cannot be taxed, their definition. Does anybody know what a note is?
Dollar bill.
No. Here, I love you. Right? No. No. But you're right. It's not a dollar bill. It's a Federal Reserve note. Now, before you read it farther, do you know what a dollar? Can you give me the definition of a dollar bill? A dollar.
Assuming that there's anything.
Okay, now wait.
good.
Okay, I'm gonna be honest with you. That's one thing I never do. I do not assume, and I make no, that's why I sound like a nut job, okay? I will never, under any circumstance, how do you spell assume?
ISS.
Okay, makes an ass of you and me. So, I'm gonna ask you again, define what a dollar is. Okay, let me help you
Depends
with
on
it.
what's in the Fed.
Okay, a dollar is a unit of measure in gold and silver.
Right.
Okay, guess what? A gallon is a unit of measure of a liquid. Okay, today I'm charging Darren for being here 5 gallons for being here today. What's the next question that has to be asked?
Gallons of what? Oh, right.
See how simple this becomes? This is so, man, this excites me. So I owe you $5. Guess what do you think the next word out of my mouth is?
$5 of what?
Of what?
Yeah.
See, $5. Now, what weighs more? This is difficult. What weighs more? A ton of feathers or a ton of manure? Which one weighs more?
They should be the same.
No, the feathers is way up here and the manure is way down here. That's exactly right. They both weigh the same. See? So, when I say to you, you owe me a ton of what? They don't want to get into that with me because they're going to get a ton of manure. And that's what I'm just saying to them. That's just, oh, really? You didn't tell me. See? So now, before I go any farther, what I do when I get my property tax bill, when you get it and it's in the statement stage, you get a statement that says right on it, do not pay, not a bill, do not pay, something like that. If you look at that, there's no dollar signs, there's no peso signs, there's no, what are they, yen signs, there's no dinar signs, there's no signs of any kind. All it gives you is 250,000, 62,000 of improvements. Your tax bill is based on 325,000 at whatever percentage. You owe 10,412. So I do a form at that stage and send it out. Now, it's up to them. Yes, sir.
At that stage, you send them the Form 1020?
Absolutely.
And-
Right then.
You
Yeah,
gotta do
but
it in 30 days in that
What
state.
form?
None of your business.
if you,
Go ahead.
you know, and maybe this is jumping the gun, but if you do it later after they've sending you the collection notices, does it work then, or?
Yeah, it works then, but let me ask you a question. How do you stop a snowball going down a hill that's 42 tons going 300 miles an hour? How do you stop it? How do you stop it?
It's easier to stop it when it's lit.
Bingo! See, you go to the top when it's that big and you pull it off the hill. You can stop it. Put your car in front of it, it's gonna mangle you. You can stop it, yes, but it's much harder because you've already accepted certain things. See, does that make sense? So when you get the statement, as soon as you get the statement, here's the funny thing about it. When does the statement come out?
Isn't it like January?
I think it's in January.
Nope, you're incorrect. When does it come out?
The fall before?
Nope. Every single year. See? So you already know it's coming. So what you do is get it all. What I do is I set it up. I'm doing next year's now. You know why? Because when it hits my mailbox, the next day it goes out. Right then. And what I'm doing is I pay a process server. The process server goes to the tax assessor collector, says, you've been served. I get an affidavit saying he's been served. Now, I've got one more piece of paper that I can break it off in them. See? So what happens is, what's the question do you think I'm asking them?
What species?
What do you want me to pay?
See? What species? What do you want me to pay? I'm more than glad to pay. I want to pay. See what I'm saying? Now, when I say that, we videotaped us in the tax assessor collector. It's about a 5-minute video, and they threw us out because they're not going to play. Well, we're not playing that. Wait a second, we're not playing at all. I thought you wanted to know the value of your property. I'll tell you, double it, triple it. We didn't care. So here's my question. You owe me.
What?
Oh, you didn't want. You made a big mistake.
on purpose.
You made a huge mistake.
I did it on purpose.
I'll tell you afterwards because I don't want them to know. See what I'm saying? That's what they're doing to us. What we have to do is we have to confront it on the snowball on the top of the hill. And believe me, I get all the leverage. And when I do it, I play the best dumb guy there is. Does anybody ever see Columbo? Yeah. Another question. See, and that's what I do. Now, according to Title 31, which is federal statute, says you can't use Federal Reserve notes for any tax in any state under any condition. So, who buys pants? You don't have to pay tax on them. Who buys smokes? You don't have to pay tax on them. Who buys beer? Now, beer is probably 45 or 50% tax. Then when you get up to the grocery store, they run it through there and they charge you another 8.5%. So when you buy a beer, it's probably 48 to 52% tax. I can't stop all of it yet, and I'm working on it, but you can stop the 8.5%. Everything is taxed at such a rate that I'm having trouble making it. Does that make any sense?
Too much sense.
Okay, I don't hate taxes.
Too many cents, right?
Right. I don't hate taxes. Don't get me wrong. I don't hate taxes, and I don't not want to not pay. Now,
I just need to know what to pay.
there you go. I want to know how much and what it's figured in. See, my question is, how many of you in here would pay your property taxes in cocaine? Why not? I'm sorry?
It's illegal.
Okay, so if cocaine's illegal and Federal Reserve notes are illegal, which one's wrong? That makes no sense to me. Which one's wrong? They're both wrong. Duh. See, now, Okay, I want you to pay your fair share. I think that's more than fair. We should all pay our fair share and give the government a break. Would you not agree with that? I'm going to read you what the government defines as a fair share. Is that fair enough? Let's read what they say. With 2/3 of everyone's personal income taxes wasted or not collected, 100%. What percentage?
100.
100% of what is collected is absorbed solely by the interest on the federal debt and by the federal government contributions to transfer payments. In other words, all individual income tax revenues are gone before one nickel. How much?
A
One
nickel.
nickel is spent on the services which taxpayers expect from their government. So, if we all doubled our amount, if we all doubled what we pay, what would we get?
Nothing.
So if you're paying $40,000 now, why don't you pay $80,000? So if you pay $80,000 and nothing goes to them, if I pay zero, I keep the $80,000, they still get nothing. Now, to me, that makes perfect sense. And see, I'm a nut job. I told you guys that. I'm a nut job. But it tells me I don't have to pay right here in their own documentation. Does that make any sense whatsoever? So, who in here does not want to pay taxes? Okay, why?
Because they're wasting it terribly.
Okay, now, do you waste anything?
Sure.
Then you shouldn't be allowed to breathe air, because you're wasting the air that I could be breathing. You should, see, that's a bad, see, I'll put you in the corner and beat your brains off in that. So, ask me the same question.
Do you want to pay taxes?
No,
Why?
because 100% of it doesn't go to what I'm paying for. The government's giving it to the banks. See? Well, but right here it is. It says it right here. Doesn't that make sense? In other words, what you're trying to do. Remember I told you, I will not make a
Claim.
claim. Okay? Now, can I ask you another question? Do you mind?
No.
Okay, are you married by any chance?
No.
Okay, then what's marriage? You said you're not, so you have to know what it is. What is it?
It's a legal contract.
No, no. Do you have a dog? If you have a dog, you're married to your dog. Don't you love your dog? You got a cat. See?
I married my dog in the
Okay, do you see what happened there? You made a claim.
Look, Gary, she's brand new.
I don't care.
You'll be easy on her.
I'm thick skinned, it's fine.
No, what I'm doing is, see, that's what I bring to the table for them. I do that all the time to them. See what I'm saying? Do you have a smartphone?
I do.
Okay, I want you to look something up for me, then you can read it and you can see why. Okay, I want you to look up a 1040 form. No, a 1040 instruction booklet. When it comes up here, you get it. Let me know you have it. I'm gonna let you read something, then you'll see what I
My
do.
phone's currently in use,
Okay,
recording.
that's okay. Can you, does anybody else look that up for
I'm
me?
having her look it up
Okay,
real quick.
when you look it up, I'm gonna read it to you, because when they ask me, see, when I was indicted, I've been indicted more than once. And when they indict me, they say, well, do you file a 1040? Right, do you file a 1040?
I don't know what my account files, to be honest.
Okay, now you see what you just did now? Okay, then why not? See, you made a claim, ask me the same thing.
Did you file a 1040?
No,
Why not?
oh, because, I'm gonna show you, she's gonna read it to you. See, I have an answer, they can't get around it. See, who in here, okay, who in here drives?
What's your definition of drive?
See how simple that is? You're a driver, so what is a driver?
You know
What is a
you
driver?
laugh at
You
that.
you drive, so what is it?
But when he said Yogi Berra earlier, the sports guy, I was honestly thinking about the damn cartoon bear. So you have to define what you're talking about.
See how, okay, you're a driver, so what is a driver?
I drive a tractor.
No, that's not a driver. That's a traveler. Sorry. See, you're in my court, I make the rules. See how, do you see what happens? Do you see what happens?
It came up helpful hints. Okay, she's got it.
Okay, now listen to this, okay? Go to page 108. Now, who in here have children? I do. I have 2 daughters. She has a son. Do you have any children?
Define children.
Okay, offsprings.
She's getting it now.
Offsprings. No? Okay, okay. I won't ask you then. Do you have any children? Do you see how simple this is? Because if you'd have said yes, I'd have said they're donkeys. Oh, I don't have any of those. See? Do you see how, I know, there's a method to my madness.
We're at page 108.
Okay, now, what's at the very top of page 108? Read that, just the top.
Disclosure,
Now, listen to this.
Privacy Act, and Paperwork Reduction Act notice.
This is your notice from the IRS under the Paper Reduction Act and Privacy Act notice. Left column, 3rd paragraph. Listen to it, and when you read it, I'm going to stop you so we can define it and help you with this, okay?
Our legal right to ask for information.
Stop. Who's our?
IRS.
The IRS is legal right. So what does that mean? What's the opposite of legal right?
Lawful.
Illegal.
No, lawful and
illegal.
illegal is the same.
Illegal.
Illegal. Remember I asked you if you could go pay your bill in cocaine? You said no. Why? Because it's illegal. So if the IRS tells you to do something that's illegal, they're telling you to pay your bill in what? Cocaine. That's what it says. Now read the next sentence.
Our legal right to ask for information is Internal Revenue Code Sections 6001, 6011, and 6012, and their regulations.
Stop right there. You have to file the 1040 because of 6901. What did I just do?
That's illegal.
See that? You know why it's illegal? Because it's not 6001, 6011, 6012A, and the regulations. Doesn't that make perfect sense now? Now, let's finish reading it.
They say.
Stop right there. Who's they?
The IRS.
No, the IRS was our.
Oh, okay.
6001, 6011, 6012, and the regulation. They, those 3 sections say, let's see what they say.
That you must file a return or statement.
Stop. So you must file a return or statement. Do I file the 1040? No. Why? Because that says it forbids me from it. So I filed a statement. What? Yeah. Doesn't that make perfect sense now? So, so the IRS is going to me, that ain't what that says. Oh, so then you're mailing that out. Wouldn't that be mail fraud? Judge, put him and me in the same cell. Without fail. You know what they say? We want to dismiss. Why do they want to dismiss?
Because you turned their stuff around.
See, I'm using what they said. So, it says you must file a return or statement. Can anybody give me a statement in here that you think that you could use every year that would make the IRS as happy as a pig in slop?
Eat shit and die.
That's what I type on a piece of paper, 2020, eat shit and die, and I sign it. And I put it in my file. Now, finish reading that, just the last little section there, if you don't mind. Listen to this part now.
Your response is mandatory.
No, it says,
Oh.
file a return or statement.
Oh, or statement with us.
Now, stop right there. Who's us?
IRS.
IRS.
Well, IRS
They
was
were
our.
our.
So who's us? See, I don't know either, so I got a box. I wrote U.S. on it. See? So follow it. So I got a box full of eat shit and dies.
I can't wait.
See, hey, finish reading that.
Okay, they say that you must file a return or statement with us for any tax you are liable for.
Stop right there. Now, what tax? Who in here is liable for a tax?
Nope.
That's why I don't file. I don't file because they tell me I can't, and I'm not liable for nothing. And the IRS agent says, why didn't you mail it? Why didn't you tell me? Doesn't say mail it. You must mail your return or statement. File it with us. So I got an us box. And guess what I file every year? Eat shit and die. It's in there. If you want to see it? You didn't file it? No, but I'm current on all my I'm current on all my statements.
Recording all this.
See what I'm saying? Now, do you understand does that make any sense? Okay, do you wear glasses? Do you wear glasses?
Not right now.
See what you just did? Okay, when you, I got you now, I'm gonna put you in the corner.
did, but I don't.
I'm gonna put you in the corner. I'm gonna put you in the corner, but you're right. When do you wear them?
Uh,
How often? When do you wear them? Where at? What do they look like? See, you did that to yourself.
I know.
Okay, here, put this on and see if it helps you. What is this? What is this?
Last.
Put that on. What did you say? Ask me the same question.
Do you wear glasses?
I don't know, what are they?
Okay.
See? You know what the IRS calls me?
What do they call it?
An ass hole. You know what I tell them? Come on, baby, what is it? See? So I was accused the other day by a woman. She said I was a racist. So my question is, who in here is a racist? If you don't mind raising your hand.
Mine's
What's a racist?
See what you just did? Now I can't accuse. Well, it's somebody that wears
Racist
glasses, and they won't tell us about it.
Somebody that races cars.
See what happened? So I told her, I says, oh, I want to be a good one because I go 100%. What is it? She got in her car and drove off. I said, huh?
Hey Carrie, are you a virgin?
Yes. I am. Who in here is a virgin other than me? Okay.
What is it?
See how simple? First time.
I've never flown an F-18.
There you go.
See? Doesn't that make sense? Not the first time. Oh yeah, I've never played soccer professionally. I've never met Michael Jordan. So if I meet Michael Jordan, would that be my first time? Yeah. And I'd be a virgin to meet him. See, that's how I do everything. I'm just, what did they call me?
Asshole.
There you go. Thank you for
Brilliant one.
Thank you for noticing. See, what we're doing, I'm going to call you a name. And then I want you to do the same thing and show you. I didn't realize how stupid you really were. See, now, now defend that.
Mine's stupid.
Okay, somebody who's just as dumb as a bag of hammers.
What's a bag of hammers?
They're those things you nail like that, you pound nails in, it's full of a bag.
What's dumb?
To whom?
See, okay, now do the same thing to me.
Okay. I didn't realize how stupid you were.
So I said it
I
again.
didn't realize how stupid you were.
Thank you for what proof do you have that I'm stupid? Judge, strike it from the record. See, you see, I don't have to defend.
Right.
I'm sorry, I don't have to prove. I only have to defend. See? Boy, I'm going to really be honest with you. You're ugly.
What's ugly?
See how simple that is? What's your definition of ugly? Well, I don't fall in that part. Yeah.
So you know, like McAfee got in trouble with tax and Wesley Snipes had to do some time too?
Yep.
Is that because they made a claim?
No, yes, because they made a claim, and number two, they got an attorney. And the attorney,
Yeah.
okay, no, let me tell you what they did to me when I got indicted. The judge said, we're giving you 55 years, but your attorney can work with you. I said, okay. So I took a piece of paper and I wrote a contract. We're going to challenge jurisdiction Carrie's way. If I lose, I do the time. If we do it your way and we lose, you do the time. Sign right there. He didn't sign. Okay, so since he didn't sign, when we went back out there, the judge says, well, what you come up with? I can't talk for him. I don't work for him. The judge says, I told you. He said, no. So I said, well, this is funny, Your Honor. I thought he worked for me. Well, he does. Really? If he works for me, then why won't he work my way? Well, we can't do it here. Oh. So he don't work for me. 45 minutes later, he said, you can just represent yourself, go sit in the bench. Okay. I just don't, see, I don't make the claim. By me never making a claim, it didn't really matter. One of the funniest things, and it's nothing's funny when you're going to prison, but I was under chain. They had my ankles chained, they had my wrists chained, my waist chained, they had a chain going from here to there. then they had my hands chained, then they had a chain to the floor with an eye bolt and a lock on it. So I'm chained to, like, where in the world am I gonna go? And I said, well, one thing I have, my brain works fast. I'm very quick on my feet, and that was very fortunate for me. And I already know where they were going. So anyway, it just was fortunate for me. They would ask me questions. And the first thing I did when I walked in, I said, here's my glossary page. The judge says, we're not using it. Okay, what does that mean now? He's not using my glossary
Not
page.
speaking the same language.
So now, that's right. See, I asked you, do you wear glasses? And you said, not all the time. So then what are they? Well, they're these. Oh, well, what is that? Well, that's a glass. Oh, now, I'm going to get back to my story, but I want to show you how this works. I bought a brand new tape from Home Depot. I paid $300 for it. It's got a whistle, it's got a crank, it's got a clicker, it's got a level, it's got a peeker through it, and it's really nice. It's got big letters on it. I pulled it out and it sheared off. Right? The first time I used it, exactly at 12 inches. Looks like I cut it with a pair of scissors. What do I have now? Hello? Okay. I have, it's 12 inches long. What do I have now? Okay, a foot. Huh. Has anybody ever seen a baby when they're first born? All right, what's on the end of their ankle? Hello? Hello? What is it? It's got 5 toes on it.
A foot.
Okay, no.
Oh, a baby.
Oh, whoa, man! So, see, you just made a claim.
Okay.
See, what do I have? 24 half inches? No. Really? Then if you don't have 24 half inches, you don't have a 12. See, what happens is everything that I do, I have no claims. I can't make it. I'm too stupid. See? So while I was strapped down, I said, I gotta go to the bathroom. The attorney said, you're gonna have to wait. Oh. I said, well, let's see what I can do. I stood up, dropped my pants, and I urinated on the federal court building downtown Dallas. She would just like, never mind, I don't have to go now. Go ahead, what's your next question? I want you to think, I want you The judge says, bring in Mary and Martha. They come in and they mop the floor. They got it all cleaned up. And she was so taken back. Okay. So I said, I'm going to push this hard. Yeah, I got to poop. First thing she did is, marshals, they unlocked me, took me out to go to the bathroom. Yeah. See, I don't play defense. Because I don't play defense, that's why this sounds so bizarre. Do you play defense?
What's defense?
See how simple that becomes?
Yeah.
See how simple this becomes? See, I play offense all the time. Does anybody in here did anybody in here watch the Super Bowl in February? Did anybody watch it?
No.
What? What is it? What is it?
I couldn't tell you.
Well, you should know you didn't watch it. So if you didn't watch it, you know what? How do you know you didn't watch it? If you don't know what it is, that's going to get you put in jail. What is it? What is it?
What is jail?
Oh, it's a Gray Barn Motel. You can get there real simple. That's not a problem. We can put you there real quick. So do you see what's happening right there? So you didn't watch it. So what is it?
Don't know.
Then how do you know you didn't watch it?
Because I don't watch TV.
Okay. Well, then how do you know you don't watch the football game? It's not only on TV. It's on the radio. See what you get? I'm gonna put you in the corner. I'm gonna beat your brains out. I'm going to get you in a position you don't like and you can't handle. That's what they're doing to us. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Now, all right, who in here knows that it's a football game? Okay.
What's football?
Right. What do they call soccer?
Football.
It's not soccer, is it?
What they said.
See? Do you see how I'm making you uncomfortable? If you would, look up Title I, Section 1, and I'm going to let her read what they're doing to us. If we understand what they're doing to us, okay, how many in here, I'm fair. Who in here is a good cook? Boy, oh boy, everybody in here, huh? You starve everybody? Everybody starves to death? Who in here's a pretty good cook? Okay, since you did that, what is it? See, it never ends with me. I'm sorry. Okay, what is it? No, but let me show you why I do that. Let me show you why I do that, okay? I want you to listen to this. Now, Title I, Section 1, you know that we have 50 titles, right, in federal?
All right, she's got it.
Okay, 50 is the military, okay? 26 is, Title 26 is the income tax. Now, I want you to read the first line and stop.
Yeah, in determining the meaning of any act of Congress unless the context indicates otherwise.
Okay, in any act of Congress, unless the context indicates otherwise, who wrote the traffic laws in Texas? The legislature. What's another name for the legislature? Congress, state Congress. Unless they tell us otherwise, read line 2.
Words importing the singular include and apply to several persons, parties, or things.
Okay, the word singular means several persons, parties, or things. What does singular mean?
Several persons, parties.
All right, let's read the next one.
Words importing the plural include the singular.
Do you understand why I do this now? We're in court. And are you married? Yes! Oh, no! When did you quit your job? What? I'm married. I've been married 17 times. Did you know that? You do now. I've been married 17 times. I've had 17 jobs in my life. Married every one of them things. Wait a minute. Oh, you didn't define it. So on my glossary page, see, I've been married 42 years to one woman, but I've been married 17 times. Does it? See? Do you see how they're throwing us off? Read the next line.
Words importing the masculine gender include the feminine as well.
Do you have a boyfriend?
What's a boyfriend?
See how simple that becomes? Because if you said yes, I said, so you're lesbian. No. Man means what? Woman. Woman. See? So let me ask you a question. Up means down, and down means up. Would you please, just for the sake of it, what color is the tile on the ceiling?
What's a tile?
It's the square things up there.
What's a square?
They're up there.
What's up?
Okay. See, you're gonna get you'll eventually get yourself in trouble. But you're doing right now. But what color is the tile?
What's it called? Color?
What color is the tile? It's in the crayon box. What color is that up there on the
Fine color.
Brown.
It's brown.
Brown.
What did I say? Up is down and down is up.
He gave
See,
you the
I'm telling you.
definition.
Oh! See, do you see what I'm saying? This is absolutely insanity. So we're going to court. Think about this a minute. Who in the world can win 99.9% of the time?
The government.
How come?
Because they have their own terms.
There you go. So I don't let that happen. Here's my glossary page. We're not using it. Okay. So when I was indicted, I handed them my glossary page. They threw it on the floor and said, we're not using it. Not a problem. For the record, can you give us your name? Yeah! Want to. 1965. What? Chevrolet Impala. She just looked at me. I said, oh, I forgot to tell you. It's a 4-speed. She looks at me. Oh, fastest car in the county. Judge said, what are you saying? I don't know why she asked me about my car, but hey, he cannot hold me in contempt. Why?
You answered the
I
question.
answered the question. They're not using my glossary page. Now, nobody help her here. I'm going to set you up, and then you're going to set me up the same way. Okay? I'm going to ask you just 4 questions. All I want you to do is answer them as fast as you can. I want you to say yes or no. You ready? Do you have a boyfriend?
What's a boyfriend?
Okay, we'll just put you in jail for 90 days and bring you back.
Yellow.
What?
Yellow.
Okay, I'm asking you to answer 4 questions, yes or no. Do you have a boyfriend?
Green.
Okay, then they'll put you in jail for that. Because see, you're not answering the question. I answered the question. So, do you have any children?
No.
Okay, ask me to set me up the same way.
Okay. Do you have any children?
I don't know. I can't answer the question because you didn't tell me how to answer it. Ask me, set me up the same way.
What's your
Okay,
name?
I'm going to ask you 4 questions. You're going to answer it yes or no. Set me up so I can answer it for you.
Okay. Do
you have any children?
Dot, 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 dot. I can't answer it. You're gonna have to say, Carrie, I'm gonna ask you 4 questions. Answer it yes or no, then ask me, so I know how to answer it.
Okay.
I know how to answer it.
Okay, Carrie, I'm gonna ask you 4 questions. Answer it yes or no. Do you have any children?
Yes or no?
What is your age?
Yes or no?
Do you have a job?
Yes or no?
Are you married?
Yes or no?
Okay.
What did I do?
You answered yes or no.
What did you tell me to do?
Yes
I don't make any claims. See, we make claims, well, yeah, no, yeah. They're getting you for, see, now, what I do is I never stop being on offense. You have a 32-ounce glass on the table. I pour 16 ounces of water in that 32-ounce glass. What do you have now? You have to answer it or we'll put you in jail.
A half glass?
Okay,
Full glass?
I'm sorry, what?
A glass half full?
Okay, so glass half full. Now, we're going to take the half full questions, half empty questions, and put them aside. And we're going to ask you all half full questions. Now, ask me the second question.
I don't know. I'm having.
I have a 32-ounce glass.
Right.
And so tell me.
What do you have?
Okay, no, you're going to ask me. You're the prosecutor. You're going to ask me. I'm chained to the floor. You're going to say, I have a 32-ounce glass. I pour 16 ounces of water in it.
Okay.
What do I have? Go
I have
ahead.
a 32-ounce glass. I pour 16 ounces of water in it. What do I have?
A glass that's full, half of water, half with air. Now, there's no, do you see the lunacy this is? Now, let's read the next group. Listen to this.
Words used in the present tense include the future as well as the present.
Boy, that's a mouthful, ain't it, huh? Okay, now
I don't
read the
even know
next
if
one.
that's true.
And now read the next one.
The words insane and insane person shall include every idiot, insane person, and person
Non-compos mentis. Now, what does that mean? When you're in court and you start doing what you're doing, well, we'll just take you in for a mental evaluation. They're telling you they're using that.
Yeah.
That's why I never push it too far. They'll ask me a question. Then when they say, that's why I start. Here's my question page right there. Are you married? I don't know. What is it? Well, what do you think it is? God, I'm glad you asked. Man, I'm glad you asked. It's when 2 dogs are in the yard, that's married. See, you asked me what it was, so I can only tell you what I think it is. That's what you asked. See, I'm so far out in left field, they can't get out. The judge calls me slimy. Now let's read the next one. Does that make sense to you?
It does. It's still confusing though.
Of course it is. It's meant to be.
How do we dismantle it?
I'm going to show you. Go ahead.
The words person and whoever include corporations, companies, associations, firms, partnerships, societies, and joint stock companies as well as individuals.
Okay, I have a friend, whoever. Do you know him?
Who's whoever?
I'm asking you, do you know him?
Yes or no?
Okay, you're going to jail. Do you know whoever?
No.
Okay, who is General Motors?
General Motors?
General Motors.
No.
No? No, it's not no. You don't, so you're telling me General Motors, you don't know what it is?
No.
Really? It's not a car company?
I'm consistent.
Okay, is it a car company?
Logically, yeah.
Okay, read that again.
No, go ahead and read it.
Officer includes any person.
No. Back up to the
What
one.
I just did, the word person and whoever includes companies, associations.
See, whoever means companies,
Association.
associations. So, you know whoever is? I sure do. It's General Motors, and he's my best friend. See, this is what they're doing to us. So we cannot go there and say, I'm a sovereign, I'm a, all those claims you're making, they're gonna hang you and put you in jail. See, they can't hang me with Jack. They just can't.
Who's Jack?
See how simple that is? See, well, no, it's just that they can't hang me. Why can't they hang me? They ain't got nothing to hang me with. See?
I got a question.
Sure.
What do people do that, like in my case, where my kids were kidnapped, or kids,
Okay.
Son and daughters.
Okay, go back to the court. Look at what, in my opinion, I don't give legal advice, look at the indictment. What made them take them? There's a piece of paper somewhere that they have. If they don't, then you go back to the judge and say, I got new evidence. They ain't got jack shit, and my kids are gone. I need some paperwork. If not, I want to return and follow. See, in other words, you have to get to what they did, not what you think they did. In other words, I can get as mad as I
Well,
want.
what I was told was by the clerks prior to the hearing, they're about to take your children. They have to flip the custody to get the funding from Obama's Fatherhood Initiative and the Title IV deed. Without flipping the custody to give to the abuser, they can't do it. So they're going to take them. Even though they said the judges don't like your ex, they know that he doesn't deserve them. He's been absent for 15 years.
Okay, now,
So what do you do then?
Okay.
My fault was getting an attorney.
Right, that was your problem, because the attorney, right. Now, what you do is you're gonna have to go in, and you're gonna have to tell the judge or the friend of the court, I have new evidence. I want the case reopened.
But they're gonna say it doesn't matter because they're aged out. But I would.
Not a problem.
I would like case law for
Okay,
others though.
Then what you need to do, then let's do an appeal. On the grounds, you're talking children, I don't care. In other words, they do that to me all the time. See, I always say, well, I object. See, when I go to court, I told you this before, but when I go to court, how do you plead? I always plead innocent to prove guilty. They say, well, you can't have that. You have to be innocent, you have to be guilty, not guilty, or no low contender. I said, well, I'm not any of those. How do you plead? 48-year-old black woman. What? You're not one of those? I know I'm not one of those either. We already got a problem. When I walk into the courtroom, we're there 2 hours before we get my plea out. The judge said, well, I'm going to plead for you. Well, I'm going to object. What are you going to object to? Well, because you're going to say that, no, what I'm going to do is I'm going to plead not guilty for you. I said, well, I'm not guilty. Okay, not guilty, innocence, the same thing. Put in the plea. He always says he's not guilty. Thank you. I packed my stuff and I head to the door. Where are you going? You just said I was innocent. You just said they're the same thing. I get them so confused that they'll give me the store just so they don't have to deal with me. That's what I do. See? Yes.
So what would you do if you had like a free consultation type thing to an attorney, and then the attorney didn't do anything, but he's saying that you owe him money? He's making a claim against you that you owe him money
Okay.
that you don't.
Not a problem. I'd say, well, not a problem. I would take my 1020 form, and let me show you what I do, and then I'm going to turn it over. If you wouldn't, go on your phone and put a form, F-O-R-M, definition, Black's Law Dictionary. I would give him a form, and on the form I would say, I owe you money. What will you accept as money payment for this case? That's what I would say, and watch what it says. Here's where the problem comes. Who in here can define money? In other words, nobody can define money? Okay. Huh. So you're telling me, okay, I want to give you some money. What would you take? You got to be money. I want to give you money. I want to give it to you. Yeah, dog. Let me give it to you. See? Do you see this is what they're saying. Doesn't that make sense?
She has it.
Okay. Now listen to this. Go ahead.
So what is form?
Yep.
A model or skeleton of an instrument?
Hold on. It's a model or a skeleton of an instrument to be used in a judicial proceeding. That's a court of law. Go ahead.
Containing the principal necessary matters, the proper technical terms or phrases, and whatever else is necessary to make it formally correct, arranged in proper and
Methodical.
yeah, sure. And capable of being adapted to the circumstances of the specific case.
Does that make sense? Did you know that's what it was? It's a model or a skeleton of an instrument, so it's an instrument. So now look at, see, an instrument, so what I do is I made my own form. I made my own form and I give it to the attorney. If you don't check it, it's paid in full. Under the UCC, payment offered, payment rejected, payment paid. So I'm going to do the default, not my default, I say, according to the UCC, this is your payment. I go down to the courthouse, have it stamped, and hand it to the attorney. You wanna go eat something? Here, use this. See, I don't care. I told you. What am I again?
Brilliant.
Thank you, thank you, thank you. See, do you see what I'm saying? What I do is I make no claim. I can't make a claim. See? So I'm gonna ask you one more question, then I'm gonna turn it over to Darren. Okay. Are you a good bed partner?
Linky personnel.
What's that?
See how simple that is? Can you change oil on a man's truck?
Oh, can I, what is,
Can you change the oil on a man's truck?
what's oil?
Oh, never mind. I don't need you then. I got one of those already that can't change the oil on my truck. See? Well, why did your mind go there? Why? There you go. I don't make any claims.
Yeah.
You can't assume.
See, I never assume anything. When you're laying down under my truck on a creeper, wouldn't that be a bed? Partner, you're doing this. That's my truck, and you're checking, right?
Yeah.
Then why did you go there? You're a sick individual. You're sick. Do you see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Okay. Do you have a gun?
What's a gun? What's a gun?
See how simple this is? I don't have any. I have arms and I have right to keep the barrel.
Yes.
See what I'm saying? In other words, as soon as they tell you something, you automatically go there. Why do you go there? Well, because I'm trained. Oh. So,
How far can you go before using that strategy before you get in trouble?
okay, I have been in this since 1988. I've been indicted 3 times. I've kept 28 people this year out of prison for going for the rest of their lives. And I've used this strategy every time. So you tell me, I don't know. I haven't reached the end of it yet. See? So, do you wear a mega hat? Hello? Do you wear a mega hat?
I have no idea.
What's the name?
See how simple? What do you mean you don't know? Oh, what's on your head? A mega hat. You're a liar. What's a mega hat? Well, it's a hat that's about that big. It's mega, baby. It's as big as it can get.
They try to lead you to
See,
where they
what I
want
try to
the
do, now
answer.
one more and then I'm gonna go. Now I'm gonna ask you it, okay? Let me see. If I don't shave every day, this is what happens to me. You got that? Okay, do you shave? Hello? Hello? Yeah, do you shave?
What shape?
Well, you're cutting your hair.
What's cutting hair?
See how simple this becomes? Because if you'd have said no, I'd say, well, let me see your armpits. Do you braid it? Well, no. Oh, what do you do? Oh, I shave it. You're a liar. See, what am I doing? The red herring. See the red herring? That's what I'm trying to do, the red herring. The red herring was, oh, I see that. Oh, do you wear a mega hat? Well, what's a mega hat? Oh, I don't know. What is it? See, ask me, what is it? Oh, a mega hat? Yeah, it's that big around. And it's got a wheel on both sides. Well, what's that you got on your head? That's a pink hat with white writing. I don't know how to read.
Okay, break time.
Thank you.
Okay, everybody.